What's going on, guys? So, back again for week 4. Now, week 4 was more platform training. Like you saw in the previous video, I'll go a little more in depth on the platform training. We learned the platforms that I learned the Abrams, some people learned the Bradley. Continued sim training as far as like actually driving and shooting the M1 Abrams or the Bradleys. And you learn some other functions on the Bradleys or the M1s themselves, like as far as like how to bore sight, how to line your bore with the target, how to line your bore with the sight, the different types of zeroing that you would do within the platform. We learned misfire procedures, so if you go to fire a round in the Abrams, like how to account for it not firing properly. What do you need to do to ensure that it fires properly? How to fire from the electronic fire, how to fire from a manual fire. We also learned the 50 cal. You learn how to clear, disassemble, reassemble, functions check, load, and do a immediate action on a 50 cal. Has to be done perfectly in order to pass. You can't mess up anything. But the clearing, disassemble, reassemble, and functions check is one task. That's one thing you're graded on. And then the load and the immediate action is another. So there's 2 separate tasks. I believe it's task 6 and task 9. You have to pass each one within 3 tries. So it's not a huge thing, but they are nitpicky about how you do it. So ensure that you're hitting every step. As far as the bore sight, you're going to learn on the computer how to do it. It's pretty easy. Most of the Abrams stuff like that I learned that week was all computer stuff, because it accounts for everything through the computer system as far as when you're shooting at a target, especially when you're moving and they're moving, elevation, windage, like the whole 9 yards. It does it for you. It's pretty much point and click once you've got everything sighted in. You do an MRS update. That is another computer function that you'll do, because after shooting a few rounds through the bore, it tends to just drift a little bit, a certain way, up, down, left, right, however it drifts. Well, after so many rounds, you do that real quick through the computer system, and it kind of lines you back up. Just a quick adjustment. There's more that you can do to kind of make sure it's more accurate, but that's like an on-the-move type deal. Then we did our actual platform tests. Now, week 4 for us was only a 4-day week, so we had Friday off, and then we had Monday the following week off as far as like a training day and everything like that. But Thursday we were tested on misfire procedures, loading, unloading, the 50 cal, bore sight, MSR update. We were tested on all of that stuff. Nothing too hard. A lot of people stress over it. I think out of all the people in the class, we had one not get the 50 cal the first try. And he gets another shot at it, so it's not going to be that big a deal. He'll get it, be fine, the class can continue on. Then also, what we did on these days is, since Thursday was kind of like a short day, we also started simulator training on the next platform, which I didn't entirely agree with, just because like going on a 4-day weekend, if you're going and you do simulator training for an hour, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, however long, is it really going to stick? Maybe, maybe not. Not too bad though. The only other big thing for the week is we studied vehicle and ammo ID. So the biggest things that get people in a BOLC as far as phase 1 is ammo ID, vehicle ID, and the 50 cal. Those 3 things for some reason tend to just hang people up. Now the vehicle ID can be tough. As long as you're studying and doing what you need to do prior to, you try to cram the night before, it can be tough. It can be passed, but it's tough. Like there's just a lot of stuff you have to take in and try to remember. As long as you're doing, say, 5 vehicles a night, and you really know those 5 vehicles, and then the next night you go back over those 5 and learn 5 new ones, you're good. Now with that, like you're learning Russian, British, French, you're learning all different types of vehicles, but the American vehicles, you cannot miss one at all. The test overall, you can miss 10, so you can miss You can get a 40 out of 50 and pass as long as you don't miss any American vehicles. And that was about half of our failures, like hung up on one vehicle. And it was kind of a sketchy picture. But hey, everybody passed the second time around, so everybody's good. Past that, not a whole lot. PT, I didn't do a whole lot of PT that week. I've messed my shoulder up, so I'm actually getting it looked at by the trainer. Just some issues I've got going on that I've got to get fixed. I can still do my job, and I'm not on a profile yet, but as far as trying to push it any further and getting it messed up, I just don't want to push that issue any more than I have to. So that's that. Like I say, no big deal. Pretty uneventful week, pretty quick. Like I say, it was only a 4-day, technically a 3.5 because Thursday was only a half day. So it moved pretty quick. We did get passes and go home see family. A lot of people I think went to the beach. I went home for a few days. So enjoy that time. Just don't get sidetracked too much and not stay on top of your stuff if something like that happens during your cycle here. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any other questions, please be sure to ask down there and I will answer in as the timely manner as I can. I do have a lot going on, but I always try to get back to you guys. Other than that, y'all have a good weekend. Out.